I must be on mute because I don't hear nothing. I can't hear you. Oh, there I go.
All right. Good evening out there to you, Mississippi House District 66, Hines County, and surrounding areas. This is a reliable representation talk show. We hear every Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. So thank y'all for tuning in. Testing, testing. Okay, but all right, here we go. We're having some issues over here, but we're getting them straightened out. Right here, right here. All right, what about now? Are we good now? Uh, all right, testing. Okay, testing one, two. Testing one, two. Are we good over there now? What about now? Is this one working? All right, y'all. We having some technical if difficulties here. Just a moment. They're gonna get us all straightened out. Our streaming audience can hear us, but the people out there in radio land can't. So we got to make sure that everybody can hear us. So y'all just bear with us. We're gonna get it going. What you over there chuckling for like a chess cat, Miss Bowman? All right. All right, we're good now. Okay. All right, what's going on? Let's see here. We up right here. So okay.
90.1 WMPR.
All right, y'all. I think we're good to go. So good evening to y'all out there in Hines County, District 66. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry that we have some technical difficulties getting started this evening, but I think we got them all sorted out. On the other end of the line, I have none other than Miss Brittany Bowman. She's not in the studio today. She's on the way to the studio. So say hello to everybody, Miss Bowman.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. That means it's one more day until the end of the week. All right.
Woo!
So what do we have for you this evening? We have quite a few things going on around here. And we're going to just tear into a few of them and just give you a little bit about each of these issues. So as you know, we have a lot of legislation that went into place and back on July 1. I actually sat down with WJTV yesterday in regarding one of these bills, which was our anti-DEI bill. We talked about, okay, we good. All right, so we talked about the anti-DEI bill, some of the issues that were in the bill. Well, this law it's a law now. So the law was actually sent to federal court for further review. And so there has been a temporary stay, meaning it will not take effect right now. It's set for a hearing on, I think, August 4th, August 7th sometime. And so we definitely are working hard to make this work and make sure that we're fair and for all, have laws that are fair for each and every Mississippian. Just to give you my take on it, DEI is something that we need. There have been a lot of misconceptions about DEI, what it is and what it isn't. One thing that it isn't, it is not a measure that just gives a person a job because of their race or gender. Anybody that falls into the DEI category, they still have to be equally qualified. What this does is it creates a platform for every single person to make sure that every single person has a fair shot and a fair chance at the opportunities that's presented before them. And so for the life of me, I can understand, why we're following some of the stuff that's happening up in DC with DEI bans. Now, with this bill, it only pertains to K through 12 and public universities. And all right, got some viewers on here. Thank you, Mr. Hobson. Look, we miss you. We'll see you next week. And Miss Carol White, all the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you so much for tuning in. where it's always a pleasure to have you joining us on here. So that's a little bit about the anti-DEI bill, my take on that, and how I feel about it. There was also another bill that was signed into law. It's called the Walker Montgomery Law. I've actually co-authored this bill. I serve on the technology committee, which is the committee it came through. This bill ultimately says that if you're under the age of 18 years old and you're going to be using social media, that you have to have the consent of your parents, meaning your parents have to actually agree to allow you to use social media. And so when this went into effect, we had several of our social media giants sued the state of Mississippi, saying it was unconstitutional. And so it's been back and forth in court since 2020, I think 24, I'm sorry. And basically, they ruled on it that we can indeed require that. And so that was a huge victory for us. And this is only to protect our children. It's not to violate anybody's rights. And I'm, willing to do whatever it is that we possibly can to protect our kids, because there's some very harmful things out there on social media. And so now it's just the enforcement piece of it. How do we enforce it and make sure that, people are abiding by it? Because, our children have become very creative when it comes to being on the computer and technology and gadgets of this sort. And so, it's our fear that they can possibly find a way around it, but we'll deal with that, when it happens. All right, so moving forward, just to a little bit of Jackson news. Today, Jackson Public Schools unveiled the new campus renovations over at Bailey APAC School. This school has been around for a long time, I think since like the early 1900s. And so they did a huge renovation over there, and they had a ribbon cutting and groundbreaking and show it off to the world. And so we're definitely happy at the strides that JPS is making. Tomorrow, I have the pleasure of attending convocation for Jackson Public Schools at the Convention Center tomorrow. So happy to come out and welcome a new school year in with our amazing teachers and amazing staff over there at Jackson Public Schools. So we'll be doing that tomorrow as well. Another thing that I wanted to talk about it was on the news yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw or not, but across the street from the convention center, they've been breaking up the pavement, tearing the parking lot up, getting it ready for development. And what happened was there was supposed to be a green space going over there across from the convention center. I think the city appropriated about 1.9 million, 1.3 or 1.9 million dollars for this project to put a green space, across from the convention center. Now, I don't have a problem with green spaces. I think that they're amazing. I think the cities need them. However, I don't think that was the right space to put one in. With the Eudora Welty being torn down, that's going to be a green space. And the reason I say this is because we don't have adequate parking for the Jackson Convention Center. I think parking should be a priority, parking and or a hotel, or i.e. a hotel with parking, because we lose so many organizations that want to come here to Jackson and host conferences and things of that sort. And they don't come here because of the proximity of hotels to the convention center. When you have a conference, a huge conference, you want your people to be able to stay on site, dine on site. You don't want to have to bus people from the other side of town or from around the corner to come to the venue. And so we really need to focus on that. I know there was some disappointment with some of the people down at the convention center that were looking forward to this green space, because they say that they were anticipating booking this green space for outdoor events related to the convention center, which I think that's an amazing idea. But once again, we have to make sure we have the basic things and the basic needs met first. Which leads me into Mayor Horn announced that he's putting a hold on the green spaces, and he wants to continue to look at repurposing that for something else. And so, Mayor Horn, I commend you for making that decision. I think that was the right. I'm not gonna say I know that was the right decision to make. We can't put a green space over there, and then people have to park all the way around the corner and take shuttles to the convention center. I mean, it's bad enough now that you have to park across the street and walk across the street over to the convention center. And so that was definitely the right decision, for our mayor to make. Now, everybody out there, we have our kids getting ready to go back to school for the 2025-2026 school year. I know all of y'all are just gleaming with joy like I am right now. Hello to you, Ms. Darlene Wilson out there in Utica, Mississippi. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. But I know our parents are gleaming with joy because our kids will be back in school, getting that education. They got a little bit of a break this summer, and so it's time for them to get back to school. We had a nice event down in Terry, Mississippi today. We had a back to school barbecue where we had several daycare centers brought the kids out, several parents, families came out, bounce houses, and it was just a real fun day for the kids in the community. And we wanted to have something to have them go out go out with a bang, at the end of their summer break. And so we're happy that we were able to get them out, give them some good food. We had a lot of good food down there, and happy that we were able to just pour into our children. And the kids, they enjoyed it. They did line dances. I ain't doing them. I just kind of watched them, but they did line dances and just had a really, really good time. All right. So look, callers, if you want to call in with questions, comments, call in number 601-948-5950. We would definitely love to hear from you. As I said earlier, the momentum is really growing here in the city of Jackson. It's a new positive energy here. Jackson Police Department has been out and about, doing some really good stuff to police our communities, with the roadblocks and things of that sort. Some people are not really fans of roadblocks, but you'll be surprised at some of the things that roadblocks actually catch. It's not about just having a roadblock just to give a person a ticket just to be giving them a ticket for expired license, expired tag. It's much more to it than that. There's so many other things that our police are able to pick up on, with having us, go through roadblocks. So definitely don't knock them. Just, continue to commend them and on the job that they're doing. And, things will be getting better for us here in the city of Jackson. I very, very much believe that. All right, moving on. What else do we have going on around here? Y'all, it's it's so much going on. I know this hot weather has been getting to me every single day. George Hartman over at WAPT, the meteorologist, he said yesterday was the hottest day of the year. And so it was burning up. And so I've been telling everybody, if you're out and about, make sure that you stay hydrated and make sure that you stay cool, because we have people that are suffering heat strokes from being out in the heat from not being hydrated. So make sure that you're definitely doing all of that. All right, here we go. You know what? Thank you. Look, Miss Angela Morgan told me the teen, good evening. The teen summit was great last Saturday in Byram also. That's right, Miss Morgan. And so let me give the people down in Byram, Mississippi, a shout out. None other than Alderwoman Irma Johnson from Ward 1, who's the best alderman in the state. I'm not just saying it because she's my alderwoman, but because she really puts her all into us. So thank you, Irma Johnson, for leading the effort along with Elroy Winden. They both put everything together. And Elroy even had a Black Hawk helicopter fly from the Air National Guard all the way from Gulfport, Mississippi to come up here so the kids could see the Black Hawk. He had some of the military vehicles come up for the kids to tour. We want to also thank Supervisor Wanda Evers for providing bounce houses. She sent 2 bounce houses out there for the kids to enjoy. And so it was a collaborative effort to get this done. And not only did we bring the kids out and give them hot dogs and hamburgers, we also gave them valuable information. We had the health department there talking about the dangers of vaping. We had Jackson State University. We had Alcorn State University. And we had Belhaven, as well as, I think it was one more college. I know Hines, I think they couldn't make it, but they were talking to our children about, and Millsaps, I think. No, it wasn't Millsaps, it was Belhaven. But they were just talking to our children about college, about, different programs that they offer. It's important for our kids to understand that, college is not like it used to be, where you only had a slim number of majors, things that you can major in. Right now, you can major in pretty much anything that you can think of in college. We have a lot of AI stuff that's coming around now, robotics. We even have out at Hines Community College, we have a drone course. We can learn how to fly drones. And so they were talking about the different opportunities. And we also had the Air National Guard there, or the National Guard rather. They're talking about careers in the military, kind of what the military looks like. And as you can see from the kids, I think that this really empowered them because we spoke with a lot of them and they were very happy about the things they learned and things that they didn't know in the beginning. And so overall, the Teen Summit was definitely a success. We had great turnout. We had some great vendors there. I had another vendor that spoke about mental health, something that our community does not talk enough about, but it's here and it's running rampart through our communities. And so we were happy to have them come together and get this done. And so we look forward to other events like this, not only in Byram, but just pretty much, all over the city and, all over our district, in other areas. So y'all, stay tuned and check out, what it is that we have going on. Because I promise you, there's always something going on. We say it's nothing here to do. There is always something to do. But one thing that we do have to work on, and I realized this when I was campaigning, is we need to have a like a central location where we're able to put all of the events. I know that there are some out there, but we need to figure out a way that we're promoting these events, as they happen, because there's so many things that I go to, take pictures, I post it on Facebook, and after the fact, we'll look around and people will be telling me, I wish I had known about it. And so that makes me feel bad because we need to figure a way that we can get these things out. I had a birthday shout out for Fala Hurd from Byram, Mississippi. Fala is she's a food and social media food influencer. She's been doing an amazing job helping us with our Food Truck Fridays, which is every first Friday in the city of Byram. She's done a great job in helping us secure vendors. Well, Fala had a food truck event over in Northeast Jackson that me and Alderwoman Gibson went to, but she had a food truck festival over there. And y'all, when I tell you, it was some really, really good food over there. But happy birthday to you, Fala. I think her birthday was actually a few days ago, but we had the Food Truck Friday on Saturday afternoon. And so this just shows, we have some really, really great people in our communities, and we got to make sure we're continuing to celebrate them. All right, so moving forward, I just got a message about energy. And so we have been experiencing outages, with energy. I know I can speak to District 66, the Byram, Terry, and Utica area. Those are the areas that I can speak to, that because I represent those areas. We've been having power outages. And I understand, we have storms that come through here all the time. And so power outages will happen. But when we're seeing power outages when it's bright and sunny outside, for me, that's an issue. And power outages where we have people that are without electricity for 12 to 24 hours when there's not a major disaster is a problem for me. We held a town hall meeting. It was me, Representative Foster, Senator Blunt, and Commissioner Stamps. We held a town hall a few Saturdays ago out in Utica, Mississippi, and in this town hall, we talked about some of the issues, and we had energy there as well. And so we had energy out, and we talked about the issues that we were having with our constituents, and we also had our constituents there to talk about the issues that they were having. And we found out that we have some people out in Utica, Mississippi that are without power for sometimes 3 and 4 days due to power outages. Some of our residents out in Utica, Mississippi say that they're afraid to go to the grocery store and shop because they're on a fixed income. They go make groceries and the power goes out and the food spoils and they can't get reimbursed. And so to me, those are issues that, we have to address. And just so I can give energy credit, they were there, they took notes. I followed up with them after the meeting. and they told me that they are working on a plan. They're going to be meeting with us to let us know what the plan is. We keep getting a call. It calls in anonymous. We don't accept anonymous calls. If you're calling in, just let your phone number be displayed, please. But once again, back to energy. So they have listened to us, and they're coming up with a plan so we can take back to our communities. One of the main issues that we're having is with the drought that we had a while back. The pine beetles have attacked a lot of our trees, and so we have a lot of dead trees. And what's happening is they've been dead for quite some time. And so now when the wind blows, it's blowing those trees over on the power lines. So one of the main issues that we're having with power outages is going to be vegetation. I'm hoping that Energy will come up with a plan to talk about vegetation remediation, because until we get those dead trees off of the lines, we're going to continue to see this, even when it's just a little windy outside. And I know that this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time to get it done, but we're going to give Energy a chance to do what it is they need to do. Y'all, my sidekick done made it with 9 minutes left. I guess better late than never. How you doing over there, Miss Bowman?
I'm good. How are you all?
Oh, doing well, Miss Bowman. You done brought a caller in with you. We got a caller online. They must have knew you in the building.
Oh wow.
Hey, caller, you on the air?
Thank you, Representative, for taking my call. Pastor Jackson, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Pastor Jackson. It's always a pleasure to hear you on this line. Thank you for calling us.
Yeah, man, you busy as a one-arm paper hanger. I wish all of our representatives are like you. You city boys, it's tough.
That's it.
Senator Thomas and his son and his wife, all of y'all rough. Whatever y'all tackle, y'all go get it. Y'all ain't scared of nothing. That's what I like about folks in Yazoo City. They get things done.
We do.
You've been all over Jackson, and you hadn't been in office that long. I remember when you first came in.
Yes, sir.
And you made a promise, and you keep it to your promise. Stay on the wall. Don't come down. You're doing a great work.
Yes, sir.
I'm great work. And that's the reason why you ain't gonna have no problem going in, but a lot of them gonna have a lot of problems.
Come on now.
We get tired of that. And I like what Miss Wanda Evers is doing. She busy as a one-arm paper hanger. Every time something going on, Wanda Evers is right there.
That's
she
it.
paving so many streets now. I think she out here President Hill paving street.
All over.
She working.
That's it. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
She just like a bumblebee. and I appreciate her. She, and you just keep doing what you're doing, man. We like what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Pastor Jackson. It's always good to hear good things.
It's good to hear what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and thank you. Stay on the wall.
Absolutely.
We got eyes on all the rest of them. That book said you reap what you sow.
So be careful what you're reaping.
You better believe it.
That's it, Pastor.
Believe it.
That's
that
it.
Book don't lie. I might lie to you, but the book don't lie.
It ain't never lied to me in my 40 years here. It has never.
I done told you. Yeah, well, you be good now, man, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You and that one Evers. I don't know what to say about her.
I hope she listens.
She's just like a bumblebee.
That's
She's
it.
just like a bumblebee.
That's it. That's
all of these fellas that run across, they tell you what they can do, and you don't see them no more.
Until it's time to run for re-election, then they pop up.
And put all that junk on your porch, on your door, all day long. Just put that on your. It ain't gonna do nothing.
That's it, Pastor Jackson. You're right.
Well, see, the truth needs to be told.
It does.
Too much. Jackson needs good folk.
We do.
And I want to thank Lady Sharif for doing a great job there at the station. I want the world to know she's one of the best.
That's our lady there.
Listen, she can handle it.
She sure can.
Oh yeah, and she have a wonderful attitude.
You could,
when you call in a lot of times, see, you don't see this. We catch hell trying to get, but Lady Cherie gets you right on in.
That's it. We
Thank you for
won't.
taking my call.
Thank you, Pastor
Thank you
Jackson.
for taking my call. All right.
All right, Pastor. It's always great to hear from Pastor Jackson, and he said some powerful things. Well, people, he said some powerful things about it, and that's the truth. You know, we have to make sure we holding our elected officials accountable.
That's all Pastor Jackson need to do is call in and to this horn and get him riled up, y'all.
That's right. I'm on fire now. But we got to get out there though and work, because on the campaign trail, we see a lot of promises being made. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, and you get there, you don't do anything. And so we gotta. Yeah, that was a word there. I'm out of words now.
When you are on the last end, I do want to say thank you again for your service. You are doing a phenomenal job, should I say myself.
No,
just overworking.
No, you had to fussing at me last night now.
Yeah, he works for Hines County constituent services.
Constituent services.
He also works for Energy as a foreman. Is that what their position called?
Yeah,
okay,
foreman.
He's a foreman. Y'all get him his hard hat because he out at night working for Energy as well. Let me see what else does he do. Oh, he works for Byram City of Alderman. He works for them. He's their liaison.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, for Terry and Byram.
Terry. Okay, so yeah, that's 4 other titles he does in addition to being, what does shirt say, representative?
Yeah, representative.
Okay, well,
so it's a representative. That's what you're supposed to be doing. How can you represent if you don't know what's going on?
Mama hen, y'all knows he gotta know all the business.
I do. Look at that.
Look, Lady Cherie just tuned his horn in, but y'all gonna have his head so big when he get out here.
I ain't gonna be able to get out the room with it. But,
right.
But, I mean, I'm nosy. What happened in '66? I want to know.
Y'all, when I say want to know anything, he on the phone all night. He got one phone in his hand, and he talking on the other one, working. He got that laptop.
Honestly though, the worst feeling for me is to have a constituent call me and ask me about something and I hadn't heard about it, or I don't know about it. That bothers me. And these are like major things. Not that my neighbor's dog keep running through my yard, but things going on in the community, I have to hear about it. So it really bothers me, to hear those things, because like I said, as a representative, we're the bridge between our constituents and government. And so we got to make sure that we're out there doing what we're supposed to be out there doing.
Definitely. And I do want to shout out Mr. Hobson. This past Saturday, you were at Team Summit, so we weren't able to make it out there, but he was out in Chapel Ridge giving out water and school supplies and sack lunches, and that's what you call being a server. You got to be the hands and feet for those who can't come to you, but you got to also serve without looking for anything in return. So shout out to Mr. Hobson and his team for definitely going out to Chapel Ridge Apartments, doing what he does best. Also, he landed a contract with Jackson Hines to clean up the old MEA building. So if you drive by, you see how clean it is. Definitely refer Mr. Hobson's services to other people. Shout him out because he did it with him and his team. Did it in this excruciating heat because it has been definitely hot. But they've been out there working tirelessly. Now, there have been a lot of people still coming by throwing paper out the window. Please stop that. Now, people are trying to put pride back into our communities, and it's us. Most of us are African Americans, and of course, our Caucasian counterparts are doing it as well.
Don't tell them to stop. They're gonna be on the news. They're gonna be on the news. That's gonna stop them when they be on the news, like the folks that they got this week.
Well, I try to get people before
y'all
they get there.
Keep on going on by there and through it. There's cameras out there waiting on you. Come on.
I try to get people before they go there. This man has dedicated his time and effort and energy and resources to come out there and clean up for a new project that's coming to that area. And already he was stating today that somebody has been back out throwing out paper. You all don't do that. Again, take pride in where you live. You talk about Madison and Rankin County, how it is, but they take pride in their communities. That's why they're so affluent. So I definitely want to say that.
All right, and I'm gonna close on this. What you said about service and people serving.
Come on now.
When you serve, it's very much unappreciated.
He said that today.
People don't appreciate you when you're serving. So people that are not serving from their heart and genuine about it, they're not going to continue because they're looking for that validation. They're looking for that praise. They're looking for, oh, you're doing a great job. But, those are not the ones that are genuinely serving from their heart. When you're serving from your heart, you don't need anybody to say thank you. That's fulfilling enough for you, knowing that you're bettering your community, bettering lives, and you're doing what God sent you to do. So That's it for me, y'all.
This the benediction for the night. I
That's
came in late and he was
That's-
fired up all the way
We're
here.
taking 2 collections tonight. We're gonna get the plate going. Yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in this evening. Sorry, we gotta go. Miss Bone, let you sign us off since you couldn't sign us in. You can sign us
I
off.
just want to tell you, everyone, keep on serving. If you're not serving, join a team that is serving and get to work because there's much work out here to do.
See y'all next week.